Hey everyone, welcome back to Carrots and Olives. My name is Brittany and today I just thought I'd do just a fun video on some things I need to get done. So you can see here I have this lovely pouch from the Wanderers Travelers Co. This was like the second item I had purchased from them when I got my bag, and I just have my selfie stick, which I might set over here for my phone so you could see a little bit better what I'm doing. I'm going to change angles so you could see me when I write. The fun thing about this is that I'm not traveling this year, and this is something I was going to bring with me to travel. So instead, I use it to travel around the house, and I just put like my A5 in here and my A6. So when I'm ready to journal and I'm somewhere else in the house, then I will just grab this and go. So it was really convenient rather than me just taking each individual book and the possibility of it falling as I'm walking throughout the house, like downstairs, upstairs, whatnot. Then I can also put my pens in here as it has a couple of pouches. I also have my case. This is the case I got from Goulet Pens, and I did do like an unboxing of this case. This is the one from Aston. It's a really nice leather. It has like this really nice fabric. So my idea today is to see which pens. I think all these are inked up except for this one. I'm just going to see if they're still working, and if they aren't, then they will be something I'm going to put to the side to clean out. So I thought we could do this together. I'm not going to clean them together, but I will do like pen tests and just show you how they write and things like that. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm just going to rearrange everything and then come back. Okay, so now you guys get to see what I'm seeing, and you have a better view, I hope. So this is my A5. It is housed in my Giglio A5 Appunto in the gold color. I absolutely adore it. Today is what day is it today? 17th. Yes. Okay. I know I can't be the only one losing track of time. So I'm going to use this page just to like test all my pens out, and I will title it. Should I title it with my pencil? Maybe so. So let's see. We'll just call this So I really like this pencil. And it does work really nicely on Tomoe River paper. Nice and smooth. Okay, so let's get started. I know these pens work, but just for funsies, let's do these first. So I just have my Lacal, and I know this one is working because I've inked it up recently, and I know I'm not going to remember every single name and every single ink that's in these pens. But let's just say, I know this is a sailor. And I need to keep better track of like the inks I have inked up in my pens. So I did order a Leuchtturm to do that. Although, now that I think about it, I probably could do that in here. Let's see. This is my new click pen from Platinum. It is the Curidas, and I should be putting this is in the fine nib, and my Lacole is, I think it's a medium fine. Yes, it's a medium fine. Which is funny because these are both pens that are, I would say, non-Western nibs, so they look pretty identical, like between the two. And then I have this one, and this is my I don't know why I'm always losing track of what to call this. Gosh. This is the Parker Duofold, I think. Parker, let's just call it Parker. And I just love the juicy nib. The nib also flexes a little bit, so this one, I think it's a fine. You see how juicy that is? Let's see. Okay, now let's get into the case. I have, try to put the case close so you can kind of see it. Okay, so this is the Platinum M400. And I think I have that purple ink in here. Yes. Super pretty, nice and juicy. This is a broad. It writes so nicely. I'm kind of like, I want to get another Pelican in a different size nib. I want to get an extra fine. This is Franklin Kristoff, and the ink is that new Ackerman, like deep purple. And I'm surprised that it's writing so well right now, because this one is a SIG medium. Because with some of the twist off pens from Franklin Kristoff, if you don't want to twist it too tight because you don't want to ruin the threads, but sometimes you don't twist it enough and then it loosens up and the ink dries. So I'm surprised. I haven't touched this in over a week and a half maybe. So these are working just fine. Then I have my Esther book. And I love the way that this looks. The only problem is that the nib to me writes terrible, and I've been considering taking it to a nibsmith or the nibsmith. It's just, oh, it bugs me because I feel like it's just not writing like it should. Esther book. It needs some tuning. And I can't do it because the last time I tried to tune a nib myself, I messed it up. It was a German, what are they? Gosh, I can't think of anything. I'm sorry. It was a German pen, the Lamy, duh, and it was terrible. Okay, so the Esther book, it's a brown ink. It's a really nice ink, actually. I just don't use it that often because it's more on the warm side, and I kind of like cooler brown ink, so it's just my preference, but it is a pretty ink when it shades. So this is a Sailor, and it's in the extra fine. And this one may not work. Yep. I think I had some green ink in here. Oh yeah, it's in a cartridge. How crazy. So this is something I need to set aside to clean. Okay, so next is my other Sailor. This is the Sailor Large 1911 Fresca. And I have a somewhat matching ink in here. Very pretty shading, and I think this is the Emerald de Chivor ink. Which means I probably should be using it more often. This is in the broad. And it works just fine. So I thought I'd bring you in just a little bit closer while I finish these other half of my pens. So this is an Edison Beaumont, and it was, I just love this pink and teal combination. It does have a, is it 1.1 stub nib. And oh. Yeah, this one needs to be cleaned out. Let's see how much ink is in here. Okay, so there's a little bit, which means I'm going to squeeze out some ink. Should work now. So the nice thing about these Edison pens is that I prefer a flat top pen or something that isn't so pointy. Every once in a while I do like something like this, but I actually prefer like flat tops, which is why you can see Sailor, Pelican, these attract me the most. This one, and then my Franklin Kristoff, it's flat top. So it is the flat tops that I really like the most. But I really do like how the Beaumont, they fit in my hand. and they're more of a smaller pen. The ink is from, it's another company. It's not your typical ink, but it's a really pretty shading gray, brown, purple, I would say. Okay, here's my Laban, and I'm already realizing that the cap wasn't on all the way. So I think this one is not gonna work. Let's see. Oh, nope. Surprise, surprise. It is running out though. Let's see. Nope, there's quite a lot of ink in here. This is just platinum carbon. And this one is fine. This pen writes so juicy. Okay, I will be back. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully I'm sure I'm running low on time because I left everything on. So this is Laban. I really do like this pen. It has a good weight to it, and this marbling here is just gorgeous to me. Next is TWSBI. This is the TWSBI Eco Black, and I have one of my favorite inks in here. I haven't written with this in like a month, and you can see how it just picks up and starts writing again. This is the broad. Yeah, this is the broad. Nope, this is stub. Stub, I think. I don't know, I can't remember. But this ink is the Robert Oster Dark Chocolate, I think. And it's such a gorgeous brown. Beautiful. Okay. So this is a Conklin Der Graaf. And I think it's been a while. I bet Jesus is not gonna write. Yeah. Yep. I am all out of turquoise ink, so this one needs to be cleaned. Now Conklins kind of feel pretty similar in weight to me and girth as a Laban. They may be slightly not as heavy, but very similar in like thickness, girth of the barrel. Okay, last but not least is another Franklin Kristoff, and this is the number 25. I really think this style of pen is so cool. Crazy thing about this is that this was my very first unique style Franklin Kristoff, and this is at a time when they only came out with it once or twice a year. So I picked it up. I had been journaling with it forever, and then I moved last summer and I lost my pen. I could not find this pen for the life of me. So I bought another one. And luckily I bought it in a different color because that was the only color they offered at the time. So I really wanted the black, but I really wanted the pen too. So I just bought it in the clear barrel. And then probably a month or two afterwards, after buying it and getting it, I found the black one again. So, yep, that's the story. I have two of the same styles now. And, but I'm not mad. I think I actually got the same nib too, which was kind of stupid of me to do. But I've noticed that with Franklin Kristoff, their number 5 nibs are kind of dry to me, which is why I usually go with a number 6 nib. But with these, so this is a number 6 and a number 5 nib. The number 5s are drier because I do have a number 5 nib on like a barrel similar to this one. And I was highly disappointed, but they said that it can run dry, so you need to use ink that is very viscous, flowy, and not so dry. When I was researching this one, because I like the style so much and the uniqueness of being able to just put the cap right here on the clip, they did mention how it's not as dry as some of the other number 5 nibs from Franklin Kristoff. So I jumped on it, and they are pretty, well, they obviously they know. It is true that it does write a lot better than some of their other number 5 nibs. So there's that. And for my Edison, this was a 1.1 nib. So juicy. All right, well, that's pretty much it. I kind of know what I need to clean out and what I don't. Out of all of these, the ones I need to clean out are these two, which are the ones that I couldn't write at all. And, oh, I have one more. This one's on my journal. And I know I've talked about it recently in another video, but why not? Well, this is a Sailor Zoom nib. And you see how I lift up my pen from this angle to this angle? Because of the zoom, the closer you are of an angle to the paper, it makes a broader line versus being vertical. So this one's super juicy and it's really good for titles. So let me just write it here on the title. Forgot to write Zoom. And my son is coming, so that is my time to exit. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it interesting and entertaining for the moment, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.